What up, guys? My name is Kong, and today I'm gonna be talking about Mortal Kombat, the new one that came out on HBO Max and in the theaters. I'm a big fan of Mortal Kombat and other fighting game. I think Mortal Kombat was the first game I actually played. Street Fighter, Killer Instinct, and I believe Tekken too. But Mortal Kombat, as if you grew up in the 90s, you know what it is. Mortal Kombat is all about. And let's talk about this movie. What did I like about this movie? There are certainly a lot of great stuff that I like about this movies. I love the Sub-Zero, I guess you could say the first act or the beginning of the movie. Scorpion and his wife and his son and daughter. The fight was really raw, really visceral, it was great. You know, you get a sense of how they were fighting, and I would say feudal Japan. Man, it's like, I want to 1600 in feudal Japan. But I thought that fight was really gripping, really visceral. I love that sequence. What else did I like? I feel like the fight scene itself was really well done, really well choreographed. I love obviously Scorpion's fight and the Sub-Zero. Excuse me, Sub-Zero and Jack's fight. I thought that was really cool. I love what else? The end. You know, Sub-Zero versus Scorpion again. I thought that fight was really cool. What else did I like? I think that's it. Oh, and the Reptile. I thought that was kind of good. I liked it. Not quite the Reptile I would like to see, or the Ninja Reptile. And that's okay. You know, this is Outworld. It's a different, world. I would say universe or planet that have different creatures and beings. So I was okay with that. What else did I like? I like Kano. I thought Kano was really, 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 really good. I thought he did a really wonderful job. I felt like he was the most authentic characters in Mortal Kombat, other than Sub-Zero and Scorpion. He feel grounded. He feel like, he's actually a bad guy. If you could tell, he's just such a good actor, and he played his role so well that he kind of overshadowed all the other characters except for Sub-Zero and Scorpion. So I like his character a lot. I enjoyed it. What else? Yeah, like Raiden was okay. I thought he did all right. I like the fact that he's actually an Asian Raiden, not a Caucasian or a white, Raiden, so to speak, because this is sort of an Asian movie with Asian fighters. It would mix with other backgrounds, fighter with different backgrounds and race. I like that. It's just because that's where it came from. It should be based or surrounding with Asian characters and Asian actors and actresses, and with a mix of that. I like that a lot. What else? I like the fact that they did drop a few things, in the movies. Some fighters that they don't talk about or say the name, but you can see the pictures and stuff like that. I like that a lot here. What else did I like? I like Cabal. I thought Cabal did a really good job. I thought he was decent. The conversation between him and Kano, I thought that was really, really, really deep. Really crazy person talk to another crazy person. I like that a lot. It kind of gives you that nuance. But the fight, so I like that a lot. I'm gonna get to the fight later. So this is the thing that I like about this movie. What I don't like about is I don't really like Cole. He just doesn't. Yes, I understand he is essentially the bloodline of Scorpion. I'm gonna ruin it for you guys. It's just he's more like a descendant of Scorpion or Hanzo Hasashi. So I just didn't really like that. I didn't find it really, relevant. I didn't find him to be an interesting character. His fighting, he didn't really quite have a fight. it just didn't really interest me. His power, his armor, I just didn't really get that. It's like, come on, it just didn't really gel with me. It didn't gel with the story. It just didn't really do it. What else? Sonya was alright. She got her powers somehow. It's the and then Kano got his power, his lit eye beam, and then obviously Liu Kang have discovered. I'm okay with I'm okay at them explaining how they get their power, but the power have to sort of make sense, sort of complement their fighting styles, and it should the power shouldn't be an effective kill, kind of like Sonya Blade. Her is just, she totally decimated Melina. It's just like Melina is gone. So it's just like I feel like these powers need to be sort of more of an impact, not like a sniper kill. If you guys understand what I'm saying, like Liu Kang, his fire doesn't put you out. Like you get some burn, you get some burn, but you get a hit. Not where you get a kill. So I kind of want the power here to be sort of balanced, and it's not balanced here. Sonya Blaze totally killed Melina. Melina is gone, and then Melina, she didn't really have any characters or development to her. She just feel like a minion. That basically is. And let's talk about Reiko, General Reiko. She has no character development, nothing. That he's just a general. Why is he a general? But he is not. You don't see he's just a big guy with a big arm, a hammer. It just didn't really fit. It just doesn't do anything. He doesn't have anything other than being a minion. And what else? Same song. He was alright, he was okay, he wasn't that great. I like the 90s Saint Xiong better. He feel more threatening, he feel more like a boss fight. He feel like he owned this shit. Excuse my language, but he owned the tournament. He's like, he watches the fight, and he's kind of like he played with the rules, but kind of twisted a little bit. But this guy, he's straight up just twist the game. It just doesn't. I feel like this same song doesn't feel threatened, doesn't feel scary. He doesn't feel like a boss, a boss fight. And then let's talk about Goro. Goro doesn't feel, the CGI here is good, but the fighting wasn't really that great. Doesn't feel life-threatening, and because Cole got armor, it's just like it just didn't really do it for me. I think it could have been the fight could have been a better match with some a different fighter. It just didn't really do. I like Goro. I thought he's a really good character, but here he just wasn't well used. He wasn't well introduced. It just didn't do a good job. So what else? I'm trying to think. Oh, and then the tournament, there isn't really a tournament. They're just fighting free. They're just fighting anytime they want, against the Earth Realm fighter. It's just not really a tournament, even though it sort of is a tournament. I kind of like to see a traditional tournament with a set, with the music and or score. It's not really that, just having that a little bit towards the end of the movies. What else? Let's gotta talk about Raiden. Raiden going into this limbo, and then he's like, "Hey, nobody can reach here." He could have just took all those Earthrealm fighter and trained there, but he doesn't do that. It just didn't really quite make sense. And then the thing is that Raiden can transport people. Even his opponent, if I'm understanding that correctly, he can transport his opponent, or not his opponent, but his Earthrealm opponent, Earthrealm fighter's opponent. So it's kind of like, dang, they just make him broken. He's OP. I know Raiden is an OP. He's not an OP fighter, but he is kind of like godlike. But he shouldn't have that sort of kind of power, maybe in the mythology, or I just didn't really understand why they went with this route. They could have just sort of stick to the traditional route, maybe go something different. So There's a lot of things I don't like about this movie. A lot of plot holes. A lot of things I'm like, why did they do this? A certain characters don't show up to the really end. They're somewhere else, but then they're there. It's just the time and the pacing kind of seem a little off. It just didn't seem like this would cut well together. You could tell. I mean, I could tell because I watched so many movies for the last 10, 15 years. So I know when a movie pacing is off. So guys, what was the rating I give to this movie? I give it I'm being generous, guy. I give it a 4 out of 10. It's not that great of a movie. The fight is what really sort of sold the movie, but not all the fights sold the movies. It's certainly stand above Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Certainly it does, but it's slightly under the 1990s or early 90s Mortal Kombat. It's just the story wasn't well done. The writing is not that good. It's just the writing, the actually was okay. It could have been better. The set piece could have been better. The introduction of the characters could have been better, but they didn't do it. So that's why I give it a 4 out of 10. It's below average. I wish I wanted this movie to be above average, at least above average, but it is not. Anyway, guys, 4 out of 10. I say watch it if you really love Mortal Kombat on HBO Max. Go watch it. I mean, it's just free on HBO. Watch it, guys. Anyway, please like, thumbs up, share, subscribe, and browse to my YouTube channels. I have a lot of content for you guys to check out. Please do so. Thank you so much. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.